You're in the middle of a rally. Your opponent sets up for a drop shot. You take off, and the next thing you know, you end up on the ground completely fooled. I have seen this happen to many players, good players. They read the body language perfectly, they move early, and somehow the shuttle ends up in the opposite corner. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to be the one doing that to your opponent. But it's not about hitting hard or running faster. It comes down to specific techniques that completely change how your drop shots look to your opponent. And I'm going to break down the 5 drop shots that will destroy your opponent. So you're going to start winning rallies with control instead of power. By the end of this video, the way you think about drop shots will never be the same. First, let's break down the basic drop shot.
The purpose of a basic drop shot is simple. A quick controlled shot from the back of the court that travels steeply down into the front court. It forces your opponent to cover a lot of distance and breaks up the rhythm of a clear or smash rally. Your movement to the shuttle is critical. You need an explosive but controlled cross step to get you there in time. You want to arrive early, so the shuttle is slightly in front of your body at contact. As you arrive, turn your body about 45 degrees, moving to the corner of the court. This angled setup lets you recover more quickly after the shot. Your weight should mostly be on your back foot, loaded and ready to transfer forward. By the time you're in position, your head up, elbow up, and pointed back. Racket behind your head. This is the universal position for all real court shots. Now, the power. You only need about 50% of your maximum power. Quick but controlled, not maximum power. You are accelerating the racket head with your forearm rotation, not your shoulder. And here's the critical detail, your grip pressure. If you grip the racket tightly, like a hammer, you will lose all feeling, and the shuttle will fly flat. You need a relaxed, loose grip. As you swing, your hand will naturally tighten at the moment of contact. But the feeling is guidance, not force. You want to hit the shuttle high and slightly in front of your body. The angle of your racket face at contact determines the direction. For a straight drop, you simply hit straight through the shuttle. For a cross-court drop, your hitting shoulder rotates a little more towards the cross-court. Aim to make contact with the shuttle a fraction earlier and guide it diagonally towards the opposite front corner. After contact, don't stop your swing abruptly. Let the racket continue forward in a natural, short follow-through. This ensures a clean hit. Then immediately push off to scramble back to your base position. The drop shot is only effective if you're ready for the return. The basic drop forces your opponent to cover the distance from the backcourt to the front court. Because it travels steeply, they rarely have time to arrive with balance, which means their return is often weak or loose. Use it to break the rhythm and create easy attacking opportunities.
If the basic drop is your bread and butter, the slice drop is the first layer of season. It looks identical in preparation, but the shuttle behaves differently, slowing down mid-air and dropping tighter to the net. This shot is all about brushing the feathers.
The setup is exactly the same as the basic drop, but here's where it changes. Instead of hitting straight through the shuttle, you're going to turn your wrist and forearm 45 degrees outwards. Your swing path goes forward towards the shuttle, but at contact, you move the racket across it, not straight through. Think of it as brushing from the inside to the outside of the shuttle. Contact height is still high and slightly in front of you. For a straight slice, you should use 60% of your full power. The racket head speed can actually look fast, but because you are slicing, the shuttle travels slower and drops shorter. For a cross-court slice, you use slightly more power, about 70%, because the shuttle has a longer distance to travel. You also use a slightly smaller angle of slice, so the shuttle can travel diagonally across the court. The slice drops makes your opponent commit early. They see a fast shot, often forcing a high lift that you can attack. It's a shot that exploits anticipation and turns their speed against them.
Now the slice already messes with your opponent's timing, but if you want to really make them guess the wrong corner, there is an advanced version that flips the spin. It's called the reverse slice.
This is your advanced deception weapon. The reverse slice drop takes the identical setup and flips it. Movement and preparation are identical to the basic drop and the slice. However, this variation is exclusively for the backhand rear court. You keep your chest and shoulders facing straight ahead do not open them toward the diagonal. Your swing path looks like you're going straight. But here's the key difference. In the final split second before contact, you twist your wrist and forearm in the opposite direction of a normal slice. That means turning inwards to the left. This causes the strings to brush underneath and across the shuttle from the inside out, with the racket path curving around the shuttle. Your swing speed should be fast enough to sell the idea of a straight shot, but not so fast that you lose control. Power is the same as the slice, around 60%. Grip pressure stays relaxed until the very moment of contact, where it tightens just enough to guide the brush. This shot punishes opponents who cheat towards the straight drop. Because your body never opens to the diagonal, they will almost always move the wrong way. When they are confident that they can read your straight drop, the result is a gapping space in the front corner and a desperate floating return. And you will create a movement of pure indecision that gives you total control of the rally.
Not every drop needs to be fast or deceptive. Sometimes you need a change of pace. That is the loopy drop.
This is a shot that floats high and drops tight to the net, forcing your opponent to sprint forward from the back of the court. The loopy drop is your tempo breaker. It sacrifices speed for trajectory. The preparation is the same as the basic drop, but you can use a slightly longer, more relaxed swing. The swing is slow and deliberate. At the same time, you tilt the racket face open, angled upward, about 10 degrees. Instead of hitting through the shuttle, you make a long, continuous contact that pushes it upwards. The power is very gentle, about 30% of your maximum power. You're lifting it over rather than driving it flat. You want to create an arc that has its highest point around the mid-court, then falls very close to the net. Think of a clear that is much shorter. It passes safely over the tape, then drops steeply just beyond the net. The loopy drop exploits patience. Opponents who loves to attack will often drift back, expecting a fast shot. This high, slow arc forces them to reverse direction and sprint forward.
So far, all these drops share one thing, a smooth flowing swing. But what if you can make your opponent think you are about to smash, then kill all the pace at the last second? That is the stop drop, the ultimate bait.
You start with a big, aggressive wind-up, full power smash preparation. And then, at the last moment, you take all the energy away. The shuttle barely clears the net and dies, leaving your opponent frozen, waiting for a smash that never comes. Preparation is exactly like a full smash. Big shoulder turn, fast arm, fast racket head. To really sell the deception, jump up high so your opponent thinks it's a jump smash. Footwork to the shuttle looks like you're preparing for a smash. A quick, explosive lunge. Arriving with your weight behind the shuttle and your body side on. Arrive early so you have time to execute the stop without rushing. Now comes the counterintuitive part. You begin the forward swing with acceleration. Rotate your hips, swing the racket forward at smash speed. But right before contact, you decelerate sharply by tensing your shoulder and slowing your forearm. Your arm slows to a crawl. Contact is soft, with the racket face slightly open, so it just clears the tape and then stops and falls. But you're not trying to generate any power. You want a feeling of a tiny, controlled tap. After the tap, you freeze your racket in place. This abrupt stop not only kills the shuttle's speed, but also reinforces the deception. Your opponent saw a full swing, then suddenly nothing. The stop drop is a psychological weapon, because the racket is moving fast until the very last moment. Opponent often commits to defending a smash, leaving the front court wide open. When you suddenly drop the shuttle over the net, they are left flat-footed. Use it to make them hesitate. Once they're unsure whether you smash or stop drop, your attacking game becomes twice as effective.
Now you've got 5 ways to destroy your opponent with drop shots.
But if you really want to make your drop shots untouchable, you can master the backhand drop by clicking on this video.
If you like this video, remember to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.